Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I'm Courtney. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Um, Yet again, I'm going to be a big old buzzkill. I'm going to be a big old, I don't know, I might cry. I won't make promises. I'm going to try not to because I don't want to sound like an idiot. Not that if you cry, you're an idiot. If you feel like crying, you should cry. I think some people go a little overboard and they're doing it for attention, but there are genuine people that have a lot of things on their mind and a lot of stresses and sorrow and grief and just bullshit that they're going through, and they genuinely need to cry. That's what crying is for. That's what feelings are for. If we're feeling sad, with sadness sometimes comes tears. And I'm not going to lie, I might cry. I get kind of tired of people acting like if I cry, it means I'm trying to, get people to feel sorry for me, or I'm trying to get attention. I think that people do that sometimes. Maybe I've done that when I was a kid. Maybe I've done that before. Like I said, I'm not perfect. No one is. So I'm sure we've all done things for attention, myself included. But I really can't stand attention. I mean, I'm doing a podcast, but I do it in my phone because I don't like people like staring at me. So when I do my social media stuff, I do that when I want my podcast to get attention. That I want. I want people to maybe hear my words and maybe my thoughts and my point of view, and get attention in the sense that maybe other people can identify with what I'm saying. They can relate. Maybe people can relate, right? Can you relate, Ellie? Is that what you're saying? You can relate? Sorry, I got sidetracked by Goldens, and kind of forgot what I was talking about, which is terrible, other than emotions. And people have them for a reason, so they can experience them. And that I can't guarantee that, if I will cry or not. And no, we have a squeaking toy, which is not going to sound good in a podcast. Nobody wants to hear squeaking toys. You guys have tolerated airplanes, which are obnoxious, and crickets and dogs and all kinds of things. Squeaky toys, I'm pretty sure, is, crossing the line a bit. But before I get into my whole podcast and everything, I want to say hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome people from all over the world. Welcome every human. If you're an animal and you're somehow listening to my podcast, welcome. Welcome if an alien somehow is listening to my podcast. I am an all-inclusive, equal opportunity. Opportunity? No. I celebrate equality here. True, actual equality. So I encourage everybody of all walks of life to listen to my podcast. That said, regardless of what race or gender or political or religious affiliation you are, whatever sexual orientation you are, whatever country you may be from, whatever political side of the fence you may, be on, just know that because I am an equal opportunity kind of person, I keep saying equal opportunity, and that's not what I mean. Because I celebrate equality, I pick on everybody. There is not a single person on this planet that I won't probably, that's not proper English, that I, won't pick on. I'm sure I will eventually get to every race, both genders, all religions, whatever. I'm sure if I haven't got to you yet, I probably have covered all of, I've probably insulted all of the above already. I'm sure I have. So, like I said, I welcome everybody, but if you don't have the stomach for the fact that, if you can't stomach opinionated people, if you can't stomach people that have a different point of view than yours, that may have different feelings, different beliefs, than yours, then you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not your podcast. I am telling you up front. How nice of me, right? I try in every episode to, give people warnings and say, hey, this is your disclosure. If you want to get out, I'm telling you now. I don't make you listen to the whole podcast. I mean, that's pretty great. I could make you, you'd be listening in the middle. Of course, you would form an opinion if you want to listen to my podcast or not. But I'm just telling you, I celebrate equality because I pick on everybody. No one is safe. If I'm upset by somebody, I'm not going to worry if you're going to have a problem with it. I'll try to be nice. Some days I'm going to be a lot nicer than others. Some days I may be more, I may care more about hurting people's feelings than others. And sometimes I may, be in a bitchy mood and I'm feeling like an asshole and I'm feeling insecure. And because I'm feeling insecure, I'm being an asshole. Those things, I'm not going to lie, those things have happened. And I can't guarantee they won't happen again. So, see, I tell you up front, if you're still listening, well, fuck yeah. Then we will get along. We will, because I do like it when people are honest with me. I don't like to have to guess what people are thinking. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like liars. I don't. People that lie, when people lie to you, they're essentially saying to you, I don't think you're strong enough to be able to handle the truth. It's like the Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. And that's what they're saying. Or they're saying, I don't respect you enough to tell you the truth. I don't think you are intelligent enough to tell you the truth. I don't think you're adult enough, mature enough, strong enough, secure enough to tell you the truth. So not only are they lying to you, but they're lying to you because they also just feel that you deserve to not know all of the information. They don't think that you deserve to be, to be told the truth. They think that you can't handle it. They think that they know that they're probably going to get in trouble. And when someone feels they're going to get in trouble or that they're going to suffer consequences, of course they're not going to want to tell you the truth, because who wants consequences? Who the hell wants to be held accountable for anything they do? People just want to run around saying and doing whatever the hell they feel like, whatever comes to mind, whatever thing just pops into their brain without thinking, and not have consequences. I mean, again, I have felt this way. I will admit things in my podcast, in my episodes. I admit when I am doing and saying these things that I'm accusing others of. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't like hypocrites. I don't like liars. I don't like cheaters. So I, try not to be those things. I don't understand why people run around in today's day and age and they feel that other people can't handle stuff, so they try to make decisions for others. They're like, no, we got this. We'll speak for you. You're not capable of speaking for yourself. Shh, 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 quiet, shh, 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 shh. We, a white liberal, we will speak for you, a black person. We, a black person, will speak on behalf of a straight white man. We, a straight white man, will speak on behalf of a black gay man, of a Hispanic gay man. We just have a tendency of putting words in someone else's mouths and then pretending that that's gospel. We have a habit of speaking for others and then basing our argument on assumptions and claims that we have made about others. Again, I have done it. Am I proud of the fact that I have, been an asshole before, that I've been a bitch before, that I've judged, that I've made assumptions? Obviously not. I'm ashamed, and I wish more people would be ashamed. I wish people would make less excuses and apologize more and have some dignity. I actually feel bad when I behave poorly. I have regret. I don't feel that people have a lot of regret. I think people have excuses and, again, like I've talked about in many, many episodes, they want to be the victim. They want to be the martyr. And fuck, I'm just tired. I'm tired of people that are supposed to protect me, that are supposed to love me, that are supposed to be loyal and strong for me and have my best interest at heart. I'm tired of being fucked over. I have been fucked over by family members that I am supposed to have trust, that are supposed to have my safety and my stability and my, feeling secure and loved. They're supposed to have that. They're supposed to be part of that. And I've had those people do nothing but tear me down and abuse me. I have had those people break my trust in so many different ways. I have had partners who have fucked me over in ways you could not possibly fathom. In ways that you could make a movie out of and people would still be like, I feel like she's making this up. I mean, I have known people who have pretended to be several different people at the same time. They have dated numerous people at the same time and had a different story for each person and somehow kept it all together. I mean, that takes a lot of fucking skill to keep 3 different lives going on and to go to such great lengths to do it instead of just not having a partner at all. I don't understand why people go to these great lengths to fuck someone else over, someone that trusted them, that let their guard down, that was vulnerable, that made it very, very, very clear to them that this has happened to them before and they don't want to make the same mistakes again. And that person's like, trust me, I'm not going to do that to you. I have your best interest at heart. I will protect you. I will love you. I will be faithful. I will be loyal. You can trust me. I won't lie to you. And you make it clear to them, okay, but I can't go through that again. And they're like, don't worry, you don't have to. And then they do. Then they screw you over. And you're like, fuck. Is that on me? Is that on them? And then you sit there and you're like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And you're like, well, what you did wrong is you keep choosing shitty people. But some people are really, really good actors. There's people that are just like, they're so good at acting, and I don't understand why you need to have all different, more than one relationship going on. Are you so bored that you find it fun to fuck with other people who have made it very clear to you that they've been fucked with before, and you're like, oh, then that's the one. They've been fucked with before, so I'm going to fuck with them more. I want that power too. I want a piece of that. I also need to fuck with them because I can see that they've already been drugged down and torn down and they're very, very vulnerable. And they're desperately, desperately looking for someone to finally save them and finally protect them. And you get off on that and you think, oh yeah, I'm going to be another one. I'm going to fuck them over. And you like to pretend that you're the knight in shining armor coming and saving them, and you say all the right things because you learn it. Because you look it up. You try to gather information. You try to see, what you can do to make someone fall for you. And I'm talking about men and women. Women do this to men as well. And they find these ways, these things they can say, and they look up what to say, and they look up what to do, like a little robot, like a little AI, and because they don't know, because they don't have emotions, so they have to pretend to have emotions, and they have to know what to say. And then they learn those things to say to try to hook these people who they know are vulnerable. And that's why they seek them out. They seek them out because they're vulnerable. So they're easy target. That's manipulation control 101. And they don't care because they've been fucked over before. So fuck everybody else. They've been hurt before. Not by you. Not by you. By someone a long, long time ago. And that someone a long, long time ago probably fucked them over because they were already psychotic pieces of shit. But again, not that that makes it okay. Two wrongs don't make a right. I don't like excuses. I'm just saying. Or maybe that person just really was a piece of shit. But now everybody else is going to pay, though. Everybody else has to pay that price for something someone else did. Like reparations. Like black people think that all the white people need to pay the price for some other person's bullshit. Shut up. You know what? White people were also slaves. Have you heard of the Jews? Where are the Jews' reparations right now? Do we just need to keep paying everybody forever till we all just are, the apocalypse happens? That's stupid. Honestly, shut up. Shut up. I'm so fucking tired. I'm genuinely tired. I'm literally exhausted. Literally. I have insomnia because I'm so tired, because I can't sleep, because I'm tired of people taking advantage of good people. Because they hate themselves so fucking much for reasons that have nothing to do with something from so fucking long ago that they will refuse to let go of. Because that's the only thing they have anymore. They're like, if I let go of that reason, I guess I'm just a piece of shit. Well, guess what? Even with that reason, you're still a piece of shit. Because something has happened to us before, because someone else wronged us, never ever fucking makes it okay to completely take advantage of anybody, especially a vulnerable person who trusts you, who is putting their life down and thinking that you're going to put their life down for them and you're going to make them safe and secure and they can trust you and you prey upon that? What kind of sadistic fuck does that? I'm talking men and women. Who gets off on juggling lots of things at once and lots of people at once and telling different people different things just to see what they will believe? How stupid. In your mind, you're like, what a bunch of gullible, stupid people. What a bunch of gullible, stupid people. It's called trust. People try to trust others because they don't want to think that somebody else could actually be that shitty of a human. They want to see life as good. They don't want to live life constantly having to panic and never trust anybody. What kind of life is that? They're living in constant anxiety and a constant state of panic and being scared because they can't trust anybody. That's a life that I've been in for a very, very long time, and I hate it. That's why I can't sleep. That's a huge part of my insomnia. So for another human to want to keep somebody in that state, for another human to think it's fun and a game because they deserve it somehow, that is a mind fuck that just makes you so, I just can't wrap my head around these type of people. And they claim they love you. In what world is that love? In what world? A world that they've defined, of course. And everybody else is wrong. It's always everybody else is wrong. They make a definition of stuff that's a warped one because it fits their narrative. And they need that narrative because they have to be right, because they have to have an excuse. Because if they don't have an excuse, then they're just an asshole for no reason. So they cling on to, well, back 40 years ago when someone fucked me over, that's why, I'm 30 years later being a douche lord. And again, I'm speaking to women that do this as well. I'm speaking to everybody. And I'm talking about it because I'm tired of people doing it. I'm talking about it because it has affected me. And I'm sick of it. And I don't understand how people think. You also are saying to someone, I think you're so stupid that you're never going to find out. Because I think you're so far beneath me and you're such a moron. You couldn't possibly catch me because I'm so slick and I'm so much smarter. I'm so superior. I'm so much more superior. I'm so much smarter. I'm so much more clever. No one could possibly catch on to me, especially someone like you that's beneath me. Ugh. That's why they can't stand it if they get caught. That's why they lash out. That's why they blame you. That's why they gaslight you. That's why they're violent. That's why they unalive people, because people are onto them and they're realizing that they're not the smartest person in the room. And they're realizing that they are a shitty human and they don't have an excuse to be, because God knows they do not give anybody else wiggle room at all. Everybody else has to be perfect. No one else can make mistakes. If someone else makes even a fraction of the mistakes they have, well, they are just horrible pieces of shit who should be, hanged, who should be beheaded, who should have horrible, torturous, unthinkable, unspeakable things happen to them if they even do a 16th of the things they have. They're not forgiving. They'll pretend that they've forgiven. They'll pretend it because, they have to look like, oh, look at me, I'm so forgiving of the things you do. Look how forgiving I am for the things that you have done. I'm so forgiving. So I expect you to be forgiving because look how forgiving. When it's funny, because usually the things they're forgiving are things like, oh, I called you an asshole. I shouldn't call you an asshole. It's not like cheating or having multiple girlfriends at once, or leaving you for, people you shouldn't be leaving them for. And then someone else, their partner, will forget to close the garage door and, put a hole in their favorite shirt, or, call them an asshole once. And they're like, look how I forgave you, as if they forgave you for something that was such a big fucking deal. Or let's say that person actually did something that was kind of a big deal, but that person admitted it already, apologized for it, did not make a single excuse for it, over and over again admitted it, didn't make any excuses. And then that partner just clings to that one thing because, again, they know it's the only thing they have. You know how liberals do with January 6th? You know how liberals only have January 6th to cling to, which was a big nothing, a big old goose egg? Such overblown hype. That's the only thing they have to cling to. They're like, oh, wait, January 6th. Oh, remember when you guys did that thing on January 6th? That's all they have. Well, same with, people that are like abusers and stuff. All they have is one thing, and boy, they will hold you to that one thing. But then again, they'll do it in their heads. They'll act like they have forgiven you because they want to look at me, I'm so forgiving. Look at me, I'm such a I forgive all the things that you do. So remember that I forgave all the things that you did so that, they can be forgiven. And in their eyes, if you don't forgive them, you look like an asshole. And remember how I forgave you? It's not because they actually forgive you. That's the secret. They don't actually forgive you. You see, they hold it, they store it. They have resentment. And then that resentment just keeps going. And you can ask them 1,000 times, are you okay? Do you need to talk? Are you okay? Are you angry? Are you upset? Oh, no. And they don't talk about it, and they won't talk about it. Instead, they just harbor it, and they'll smile and say everything's okay because, again, they want to make you look like the bad guy. They want to make you look like the irrational one that's just always pissed, that's just always upset. Oh, look at her. She just is always thinking something is wrong with me when they fucking know something is wrong. They know that you're shady. They know that you are being shady. You know you're being shady. You know you're being shady unless you're genuinely a massive mental case and literally black out every time you cheat or talk to somebody else. You somehow are like, oh, I was sleepwalking. I sleptwalked and stuck my dick in this person. Oh, so weird. I don't know how it happened. I mean, you know what you're doing, right? I know what I'm doing if I'm being shady. I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm being shady. I know exactly what I'm doing if I'm lying. I'm not all of a sudden pissed off because the other person found out. You don't get to be pissed off because the person found out you lied. Again, that makes you an asshole, and you're redirecting. It's smoke and mirrors to get the eye off the ball, because you never want to be the bad guy. Because remember, you're perfect and you think you're superior. So if you're the bad guy, that means you fucked up somehow and you couldn't keep all those balls in there. You let a ball drop. And your worst nightmare in the whole world is letting that ball drop and someone finding you out. God, it's insulting. It's so fucking insulting, especially when younger people do it. These millennials nowadays, these liberals nowadays, and Republicans, everybody, humans, again, no one's perfect. Republicans do it, independents do it, liberals, Democrats, black, white, Asian, Native American, Hispanic. Everybody lies and acts like a fuckface sometimes and is shady. And none of us like getting caught, I'm assuming. But the difference is most people learn their lesson. Most people are like, shit, I don't want to do that again. I feel bad. They have guilt. They have regret. They have feelings. They have emotion. They're not a robot that sees people as just a toy. Just something to fuck with to see if they can, because they get their socks off on it, you know? You know what people I'm talking about? I see people running around doing this all the time. I do. I see people constantly doing this nowadays, and I'm just, when is it going to end? When are people going to stop making every single thing about them, and manipulation and deceit, and just can't admit that they're wrong or that they're sorry because they're not? People literally have no regret nowadays. That's scary. Do you know how scary it is? That's sociopathic. When you don't care, you don't have any guilt whatsoever. You have no regret. You don't feel bad. You don't feel sorry. In fact, you put the blame on the other people. You make excuses for what you've done. That's sociopathic, by the way. And I've been seeing a lot of it, and it's scary. I just am not built that way. I don't get it. I'm not perfect. Like I said, I do a lot of things. I have flaws. There are people close to me that like to tell me, oh, you think you're so perfect. You think you're so perfect. That's interesting because I go out of my way to say I'm not perfect. Not only do I admit on air, on podcasts, and to my family and to my friends and all over everywhere that I'm not perfect, I've been saying that forever. I discuss my flaws constantly. I don't really have the best self-esteem, and that's because I've been told all my life by people that are supposed to love me, that are supposed to protect me and make me feel good and secure and safe, that they would prefer it if I died. And then told me all the ways in which they hope I die, or that I'm tortured, and all the ways they hope I am tortured because I found out something that they did, and they don't want to admit it, and instead they want to hurt me. And somehow I'm the shitball. You know what I mean? So of course I have low self-esteem. But again, I can't blame others. That can be a reason. But I don't go around hurting other people because of it. I've suffered a lot in my life. I've gone through some very, very traumatic things, and I think people forget that because they only remember the things that they're going through, because it's always about them and their feelings and what they've gone through and what they think about others. It's never, ever about what someone else could possibly be going through. Maybe they have their reasons that they're also insecure and, sad sometimes. But instead, they're like, oh, what a bitch. God, I guess I have to pretend to be nice to her today. I have to pretend that I'm supportive and, to be nice to her today because, she's just in this mood. They don't think for a second that you have a right. They don't ask you what's wrong because they don't care. It's inconvenient to them. Now they have to deal with that. They don't want to deal with that. Everything they do is to get something out of you. I scratch your back and then maybe you'll scratch my back, right? I don't know. I just don't understand manipulation and just what a waste of life. And now you're wasting somebody else's life. You're intentionally on purpose harming somebody else and you don't care. You're wasting their life and you don't care. You're trapping them and you don't care. You are hurting them mentally and physically and you don't care. Because again, it's all about your pride. It's a game to you. It's about your ego, and you feel superior and you feel everybody else is stupid and beneath you. And everything you do is an excuse because one day, somewhere, someone was bad to you. Because you have had some shitty things happen in your life. So everybody else has to pay. We get it. Snooze. It's like been written. It's been done. It's been done so much that it's disgusting. It's not even old anymore. This isn't even an old script. This is something that happens all the time. It's always happened, and it still is happening currently. And it has to stop because it's disgusting. And again, I'm talking to men and women. I'm talking to people of all races, both genders, all religions, everybody. I'm talking to everybody in every country about, it's gross. It's gross. It's sad. It's disgusting. It's exhausting. As you know, the people that are going through it, the people that are being, the people that are being completely taken advantage of, it's exhausting for those people, and their health is showing it. They're taking away years, and then you try to escape, but then that's scary and hard. Because you have people out there saying, you have nurses and doctors out there saying that they'll harm you because you have a difference of opinion. You can't go through a drive-through now. You can't be in a church now. Nowhere seems to be safe. You can't wear a shirt that's different without someone telling you they're going to harm you. Everywhere you look now, no matter what you do, someone is threatening you. Where is safe? Where is safe? I haven't felt safe in my 52 years of life. Well, I've had little spurts here and there. I don't really know where to go, you know? Anyway, these are some things keeping me up. I hope and pray these are not things keeping anybody else up. I hope and pray nobody is feeling the way that I am. God, I hope not. I feel like I want to throw up. I feel scared and sad and anxious and stressed because the whole world just seems so unstable, and I have always felt unstable, and nowhere, no matter where you go, it just seems unstable and unsafe. And when you can't even trust your family or people you think you're supposed to trust, that makes it even worse. Then you're really like, oh my God, I don't know where to go. And that causes insomnia for some people like myself. So I really hope and pray nobody is feeling that way. I hope nobody has insomnia and stress and anxiety and, feels unsafe. I don't want anybody to go through that. But I do these podcasts and I talk about these things because maybe people have felt that way. And again, maybe it's just kind of nice to hear that somebody else is going through it. I know that more than myself and one or two other people have felt this way. I think a lot of people feel this way or have felt this way. I hate that. That makes me sad, and I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Again, like I said on my last episode, I hope you have support. I hope you have a counselor or a pastor or a rabbi or a friend or a sister or family member, whatever. I hope you have support. Because going, through things without support is hard. I have amazing friends. I'm not going to talk about stuff to my sons. That's not their burden to bear. They're not my counselors, So I do have friends, and I am very, very, very grateful for that. So I hope people have support. And if people don't have support, I hope you can get some. I hope you can find some soon. And that's why I do this podcast again, is because maybe you can hear, what I'm saying and it'll resonate with you. I don't want that to be true, but if it does, somehow maybe it'll help to know that another person's feeling the same way. So thank you so much for giving my podcast a chance. I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell everybody. Check out all my social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Clapper, Facebook, YouTube. They like to shadow ban, and I don't get a lot of coverage, especially on YouTube and Instagram. They never, ever post any of my videos. I get no views. So I would appreciate it if you guys would check out YouTube and Instagram and continue to listen to my podcast. I appreciate you, no matter who you are. I value you. I value human life, no matter in what form that is. So thank you so much for listening. Until next time.